Stock of the day. Thought we'd have a look at Evolution Mining. The stock has come out of a trading halt after it said yesterday it would raise $525 million in equity to buy 80% stake in the North Parkes copper and gold mine in New South Wales from China's CMOC group. The gold miner will pay up to $475 million US for the operations, including an upfront payment of $400 million US and up to $75 million US in combined further payments that are linked to the market. Now, the deal will be part funded by a new $200 million 5-year debt facility. Daniel, what did you think of the deal? And the market has given it a thumbs down today, down 15%, 14 to 15% as we go to air. Gold price at a record high. What the hell's going on with Evolution?
Yeah, well, we basically had like a one-day bull market for gold this week, and things have kind of headed the other way since. So I guess there's a bit of skepticism around the gold equities at the moment. Evolution has its own idiosyncratic issues. It's had a lot of debt on the balance sheet. It's had issues with past acquisitions. That Red Lake acquisition in North America has been, really disastrous for them. Basically, if you look at the portfolio, the only real assets that are generating strong free cash flows are Ernest Henry and also Cal, but there's been significant capex and other bills with those assets as well. Obviously, when they acquired Ernest Henry, huge stamp duty and other taxes payable to Glencore. So I don't think the market really wanted to see another acquisition, let alone another complex acquisition. It's a very convoluted deal structure. The asset used to be owned by Rio Tinto many years ago before they sold it to CMOC. There doesn't seem to be material kind of asset investment that's gone on there, judging from the initial comments I've seen out in the morning. There still needs to be a bit more analysis done on that, but I just think that the market wasn't really happy with Evolution going back and acquiring another asset at what doesn't look like a cheap price at all, at a convoluted structure with the gold royalty streaming as well. So yeah, I'm not really too surprised to see the market not really happy with Evolution at the moment. It adds to their capex problems going forward because there's significant development that needs to happen at the mine. So I would strongly be preferring other miners at this stage, and probably looking at even to offload the stock today as well, even though it's fallen.
Wow. Shaun, why the hell would Evolution do it? Sort of there's this old criticism, isn't there, resource stocks that they have, and gold miners in particular, when gold's shooting the lights out, they go and make stupid takeovers and pay too much for them. And is this a classic case of that?
Absolutely. I agree with everything Daniel just said. I think they overpaid for this asset. I don't think they needed another acquisition. They already had a fairly convoluted structure internally. $500 million is a lot to take in. I'm not surprised the market's given it a hiding today. I don't see any reason to remain invested if you are. There are much better gold producers and developers.
Yeah. We've got lots of good gold producers in this country.
We've got so many, and with Newmont taking out our largest Newcrest, we've started to see some really good opportunities in the mid-tier space, getting some inflows. We prefer some of those other companies. I think for Evolution, given their size and given the amount of money they've just taken in, if I'd be doing what Daniel suggested, I'd be selling. Yep, I'd be selling and looking for another one.
What would you switch into?
Our preferred gold company right now is actually De Grey. So, and that's not just for the gold. So if you have a look, Wildcat Resources right next door, they've got a bumper lithium deposit. If De Grey doesn't have an absolute bucket load of lithium sitting there as well, so giving them a second commodity, I'd be surprised.
Wildcat Resources has just gone up in the probably last 6 months. I was flying back from Perth in October from doing telethon, and one of the cabin crew gave me a post-it note and said Wildcat Resources. I got in at 3 cents or something like that, and Killy Resources is going to be the next one. And I was thinking, boy, we are in a boom when cabin crew on a Qantas flight. Daniel, the real part though, long-term impact of this decision by Evolution, if it's got against what the market has said and mucked it up again, there's sort of a lack of confidence in management, isn't there? Let alone the resource.
Yeah, and I think Evolution historically is, really been rewarded for its management. And Jake Klein has done the playbook before, where he's acquired assets which are probably sitting at, the lower end of the quality portfolio from majors, and has invested in them and grown the resource and perhaps added some different production techniques, whether it's adding in a bulk ore to the mill and growing ounces. But the last few have just been really difficult. This probably goes to show that there's been more competition for acquisitions, and obviously as the company's grown, Koshi, it puts more pressure on them to do bigger deals, and to continue that kind of empire building, which can be very disastrous to mining companies. So unfortunately, it hasn't gone their way with Red Lake. COVID, no doubt, was a big part of that. Hopefully this acquisition goes better for them, but I just don't think we have the confidence at least to be there at the moment.